Good afternoon. I'm your host, Steve Bassnett, and I would like to welcome you on behalf of CANASA and Security Canada to our weekly online learning session. I would like to also say a special thank you to 3DI Incorporated for their support and for sponsoring today's session. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Igor Keel, Cloud VMS and AI expert of 3DI Incorporated. Igor leads the North American Channel Partnership Development for 3DI. Based in Toronto and a Ryerson graduate, Igor has spent his professional career in SaaS business development. With a depth of experience ranging from collaborating with over 500 dealers to overcome video security challenges and leading an Ontario Police College training course regarding AI video analytics, Igor is passionate about the latest advancements in the enterprise security industry. Along with his colleagues, they host monthly educational webinars on video security trends. Feel free to type any questions you may have during the session into the Q&A window at the bottom of your screen, and Igor will respond during the Q&A portion roughly 20 minutes from now. I'll now turn the session over to Igor. Welcome, Igor, and thanks for being here.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for the warm welcome. Let me share my screen. All right. Okay. We really appreciate the opportunity to present at the Security Canada webinar series. Today, we would like to talk to you about leveraging the latest cloud surveillance technology to scale your business and create new revenue streams. I'm going to make this as much of a show rather than tell a presentation. So aside from a handful of PowerPoint slides, we are going to dive deep into a live VMS demonstration shortly. Proudly Canadian, 3DI has been around for 8 years with a channel-based business model, empowering security integrators and security managers to expand their service portfolio and develop a pure cloud VSaaS business in order to stay competitive in an ever-changing industry. We first showcased the 3DI platform at the ISC West 2014 trade show, and have since expanded beyond the North American market, crossing over 58,000 cameras connected to the 3DI platform as of the start of last year, and exceeding over 250 million events processed every single day. 3DI was founded with a goal to resolve hardware dependency, alleviate complicated networking, and eliminate false alarms by developing cutting-edge cloud analytics. 3DI empowers security integrators and managers with a turnkey VSaaS platform to begin scaling their cloud services. Within 24 hours of signing up for the web-based platform, you can begin adding cameras, creating dealers, and hosting cameras. We believe it is a good idea for every security integration business to have a cloud solution in their toolkit. Where cloud shines and does what no on-premise solution can do is satisfy the video security and operations efficiency of multi-site surveillance. We need to combine the viewing and administration of any type of security camera, extend rich viewing access and unlimited simultaneous viewers, and leverage the advanced analytics to layer on top of any IP camera, then this is a solution for you. When you partner with us, you will quickly see that it is a very tight family-like relationship where we create win-win scenarios. We aren't successful unless you are. Thus, your success is our mission. This includes prioritizing development of integrator-centric features to make your life easier, providing you and your staff with tech support and live training, teaching you not only the ins and outs of the 3DI platform, but also the best practices when deploying cloud surveillance, as well as passing along leads and referrals to commercial end users. Some of the major aspects that make 3DI unique is number one, scalability. Only with a pure cloud solution like 3DI can you scale CapEx free to unify multi-site and brand surveillance. This way you can take over a project where perhaps you aren't the first security integrator. It's a site where a few different brand cameras and recorders have already been installed. And only with a solution like this can you now combine the different surveillance hardware under one umbrella with simple plug-and-play setup. And for the new installations, 3DI empowers you to choose the new hardware you wish to install. If you have established relations at a manufacturer or with a distributor, then this is your chance to install your preferred camera brand and bundle it with your own white label VMS. Secondly, what makes us unique is the flexibility 3DI affords you. Simply extend existing or new hardware for cloud recording. Customize whether you want hybrid recording pairing with an NVR, or go cloud only and just pay for the storage and analytics necessary in the cloud per camera per month. Billing plans are highly customizable, and beyond the preset plans, you can create unlimited plans based on any bitrate, streaming quality, and FPS settings that will meet your client's needs, and pay only for what is used. With 3DI, there is no minimum or maximum streaming requirements. There's no limits on the number of users or cameras you can host, and there's no hidden fees. Thirdly, cloud analytics. Aside from the core cost of every channel requiring a cloud subscription, we also offer a suite of on-demand cloud analytics add-ons, which, similar to the cloud storage rates, are the most competitively priced on the market and applicable to any IP camera. And the final thing is I would like to highlight how leveraging the free plug-and-play module, you can turn any IP camera into a cloud camera for direct cloud connection, alleviating the needs of the typical networking headaches involved, such as getting video security connected with port forwarding, worrying about dynamic versus static IPs, or opening any firewall ports. This is a quick and secure way to directly host surveillance hardware, encrypt the feed, and never worry about the networking ever again. Now, what is the platform? What's included? Well, the beauty of the 3i platform is that you get a ton of value included, as it's an all-in-one cloud surveillance solution. So you don't need to go out and try to make your own Frankenstein product combining various solutions. Everything you need will be at your fingertips. The core platform consists of a web-based video and administration portal with enterprise-grade mobile apps. I should play these. And an alarm station module for real-time monitoring, enabling you with all the necessary front and back-end tools to roll out your own complete turnkey cloud VSaaS business. In addition to the core product to centralize all your clients' surveillance viewing and administration, 3DI also offers you a suite of on-demand cloud add-ons. So you can create an upsell opportunity, generating additional revenue and providing significant value add to your client's commercial surveillance. This includes layering AI video analytics of object detection, tracking, classification, heat maps, people counting, color, and area search, as well as layering facial recognition to any IP camera, embedding streams on web pages, recording long-term time lapses, as well as other add-ons. Integrations enable you to combine related products such as access control and smart home devices into an all-in-one security ecosystem. And we make it possible to set up VSaaS on your own data center as a private cloud instance. So we exercise a pure cloud approach, which means a camera or NVR connects directly to the cloud. So your deployment can scale CapEx free. There are multiple ways you can achieve this. Firstly, our generic method, which enables you to host any RTSP streams, typically utilized by analog cameras connected via a hybrid DVR to the cloud. Though the most common method is on-with. You can cloud host any on-with compliant surveillance hardware, including network cameras connected directly, or host specific channels behind an NVR. But if you'd like to avoid port forwarding, use our free plug-and-play module, which supports 8 of the leading camera manufacturers that you can see at the bottom, creating a direct connection with your camera, encrypting the feed to never expose it to the public internet. But if you're looking to plug-and-play cameras that are not on this list, we offer a 3DI gateway with a screenshot of it here, a little device which can plug and play any brand camera on the same network, and utilizing the cloud, push your live stream and archives retrievable by any device, anywhere in the world, by simultaneously any number of viewers. And the beauty of it is, utilizing the cloud, we don't apply additional strain on your local network. We take a camera feed a single time and redistribute it via the cloud at the lowest latency. So without further ado, let's dive into a live demonstration. The platform, as I mentioned before, is completely web-based. So here, this is the login for the default 3DI portal, but for free, you can customize it, changing the logo, the background, the favicon and subdomain, and other little elements to match your branding or your client's branding. Now, once logged in, I can see multiple live feeds. I can customize my layout to any number of rows and columns. And the entire interface is made very user-friendly, where any end user can pick it up without having prior experience with surveillance. Although we do have a help section with a list of tutorials and written text outlining all aspects of the solution. Now, starting with the bottom, you can see the timeline is filled with a lot of information. I could go back as far as I'm able to. I can isolate whether the markers on my timeline are people events, vehicle events, or other objects. For example, here I can disable the pink human events, disable the vehicle events, and now be able to go through all the other objects. Like in this case, it was someone carrying luggage. In this case, I think it was luggage again, carrying a bag. If your cameras are PTZ, all the pan tilt zoom controls are available for you within the web VMS as well as the apps. With just a few clicks, you can move around like that. If your camera is equipped with a speaker, you can dock down through the VMS and communicate through the camera. And if your camera is equipped with a microphone, they can also hear what's going on. The two-way audio is completely free and included with the storage subscriptions. Now, I'll make note of the menu items in the top left-hand corner. First one being the cameras tab. Now, I'm logged into a lower level security guard account where I'm only given access to specific sites. And with some cameras, I'm also limited in the functionality, thus illustrating the kind of rich remote administration that's available to you in the backend portal. And so in this case, I have access to 14 live cameras of varying different brands. Some of these are analog, some of these are cameras connected behind a recorder, and some of these are IP cameras connected directly via a PoE switch. If any cameras go offline, we notify you very proactively. So included, there are real-time health monitoring reports, letting you know anytime there's any internet interruption with any of the connected devices. If I have the permission, I can also share camera feeds to a single or multiple cameras with or without a password. This and let it automatically expire after any number of days or hours. And the functionality to share camera streams, events, and clips is available both in the web VMS as well as our apps. Now moving on to the navigation. Here, you can save your layouts within categories or just individually. And then with one click, be able to go between multiple layouts like so. Easily be able to drag cameras on the screen or choose a specific camera like so. Next up, the Events tab. So aside from offering you a rich cloud storage application and platform, we have a significant focus on AI video analytics. And we believe that in order for security integrators to become competitive, not only do they need the storage application to be, and have a very mature, strong cloud storage application, but they need to have significant add-ons available to deploy on top of security cameras. So the previous cloud analytic package that I mentioned is twofold in that in the backend, you can set up rules where in conjunction to the camera side analytics of line crossing, intrusion, tamper, motion detection, you can pre-configure it to only classify events on a rule such as line crossing by a human at a certain confidence level, and thus subscribe to email or push alerts to specific users on a schedule. And then on the front end, I can now find events much quicker. I can isolate object events, isolate objects of color, and also at a varying confidence, just to quickly find all those events, and with one click, be able to play it back right away. Like so we take it a few seconds before the event, and then capture the event with a few seconds after. In addition, we have area search. So you can select regions of the screen, draw asymmetric shapes, isolate multiple areas, and find all the events that occurred within that region. So perhaps if someone tells me there was a suspect yesterday, it was a person wearing gray, just with a few clicks, and perhaps it was a person between 9 and 12, right? I can quickly punch that in and play back that event. From here, I can see where this camera is on the map. I can clip the event. I can share the event, take a screenshot, download it, all that good stuff. So we have people counting, area search, heat maps, object detection, and color search. Now, moving on from the analytics, we have our library tab. So for free and hosted indefinitely, you can clip real-time footage up to an hour or a time lapse up to 48 hours, stored in the cloud for as long as the camera remains on the platform. So if I scroll all the way down, I have some clips from even a year ago that I can play back immediately with one click, fast forward, download it, share it, like so. And if this user were to log in on their mobile device, all the same clips are synchronized and all the same layouts are synchronized to make their surveillance as powerful as possible. Next up, the map feature. So ideally, ideally cloud is most applicable to multi-site and brand surveillance. So you can associate an address or GPS coordinates to specific cameras and thus be able to see them visually on a map like this. So from here, I can isolate particular cameras and pull them up on the screen. From there, save layouts, categorize those layouts, or utilize them in our Autoscan. So the Autoscan is there for clients that have a video wall application. And instead of having tiny little tiles on your screen, you can instead cycle between your layouts. So if I drag in a few layouts like so, and maybe perhaps a few cameras, I can set it to automatically change every minute, 2 minutes, or any amount of time. And from there, I can close all my panels. I can minimize the timeline, and on its own, it will just cycle and show me the varying layouts. And then I can just double click, and that will stop the auto scanning. The thumbnail grid is a free and visual way to play back and go back in your archive. This way I can go through the thumbnails of about an hour and a half interval. So if I'm trying to figure out when this Lexus arrived, I can just go through the thumbnails like so. And now I see a smaller time interval. And if I click play here, this would have been, or actually the one before is when the Lexus arrived. So another one of the included functions of the 3DI video portal. Next up, the heat map. The most applicable for retail clients. They can gauge where most of the traffic has been across the day, customizing the time interval and getting a snapshot of where the activity it most popularly is. Now, this pretty much concludes the front end experience, but we highly recommend you sign up for a trial on our website to have a deep dive yourself. Now, to summarize, here are the most important facts of 3DI. Number one is 3DI supports cloud hosting any camera and recorder, whilst minimizing the setup friction and enabling you to scale CapEx free. Two, cloud is extremely scalable. There's no limits to the storage, traffic, number of cameras or events. Cloud is the ideal option for multi-site and brand surveillance. And then broadcasting those streams to unlimited viewers. Three, for secure, direct camera to cloud connection, we provide an expedited connection method utilizing a free patch you can apply to the leading camera manufacturers. Number four, 3DI is hosted on Amazon AWS S3 servers, which guarantees your cloud archive security, durability, and scalability. Five, we empower you with an a la carte of add-ons you can layer on top of any existing IP camera to amplify its value. And 6, everything in our platform is designed around a high level, around the high level integrator needs, equipping you with all the administration tools to sufficiently manage multi-site and brand security. This includes scheduling alerts, partitioning camera access to specific groups of authorized users, limiting functionality to lower level users if necessary, creating unlimited users, dealers, customers, setting up customized pricing with unique margins, and much, much more. So again, if you'd like to learn more and get a chance to dive deeper into the VMS yourself, we invite you to sign up for a free trial on our website, www.3di.me. It's a big trial button. You can't miss it. For anyone who has stayed for the entirety of the presentation, we would like to offer you a special pricing promotion. If you go on our website, 3di.me, click on Contact Sales, and schedule a personal webinar session where you can have your questions answered one-on-one, then we can offer you some really good prices you can lock in. Like I said before, the most competitive on the market for cloud storage and add-ons. It's not necessarily a limited time offer. There's never any pressure with anything we do with you. But if it makes sense for you to proceed with a 3DI Cloud VMS over the next few months, then you can lock in some great rates. And with that in mind, we'll open the floor to any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Igor. That was great. If anyone has any questions, please type them into your Q&A window now. Our first question, are you able to integrate with Edge analytics on cameras?
Yes, good question. If we're speaking about ONWIF compliant analytics, typically your motion detection, line crossing, intrusion, and tamper detection, we're going to centralize all of those settings within the 3DI administration portal. So you don't have to go run around logging into various systems and cameras in order to alter them. If your client ever calls you and says, my motion detection is too sensitive, you can simply just log into the 3DI portal, quickly find that client, the camera, and modify those settings. So yeah, we do support those at no additional cost. And the option to layer the AI analytics is totally optional. Yeah.
Great. Next one up is any possibility to integrate with NVRs?
Yes, we host NVRs. So if you are willing to port forward the NVR to create an outbound HTTP access URL, you can add the specific channels that are sitting behind that NVR.
Thank you. Can 3DI replace a solution like, hopefully I say this right, IMMIX?
Well, IMMIX is like a central monitoring solution. We're friendly to like third-party solutions like that. On the slide where I talked about integrations, that would have been, yeah, this one. We're integrated with similar products with such as Bold and Vitsys and ESI. So if you have a need to leverage 3DI as your storage appliance, filter events in order to get the most accurate events escalated to managers for potential, physical security dispatching, then we can work with you on that. So it's possible, but yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next up, what camera brands are compatible with 3DI Cloud VMS?
Literally any camera brand is compatible. You can host any analog camera, any IP camera, and if it's one of the 8 manufacturers listed at the bottom here, then we have an additional, a tighter integration with them to connect them to the cloud directly without the need of any networking. So we can make anything work. And then if you have one of the more popular cameras, then we'll make your life even easier to get it online.
Great. And can I create my own cloud-enabled P&P camera solution like Verkada or Nest?
Yes, that's actually a good point. So if you're looking to scale your own VSaaS, similar to the companies you mentioned, then 3DI is a perfect opportunity where you can bundle and white label your own line of security cameras with 3DI and its white label video portals. So essentially giving you a cloud camera scenario where you simply scale cameras directly connected to the cloud with all your administration centralized in the back end.
Thank you. Next up, can I use 3DI? I have a monitoring station service.
Yes. So as I mentioned before, we love working with monitoring companies. We have a lot of monitoring companies on the platform. I hadn't mentioned before, but some of the latest AI video analytics that we've deployed recently has been like hard hat detection and the absence of hard hats. That's been requested by central stations monitoring construction sites. So yeah, we welcome you to get in touch with us and find out how we can centralize your multi-site video monitoring, push it onto our alarm station for the video verification component, where you can categorize events, leave notes, as well as escalate events, right? Push those events to things like IMMIX, Bold, VITSYS, ESI, and integrate with your workflow to have a strong emphasis on the video verification.
Great, thank you. And it looks like our last question for today, does it have the ability to have local recording and cloud recording?
So this is why we emphasize that 3DI is a pure cloud VMS, a pure cloud meaning that we don't require you to have to buy any sort of bridge or gateway. That's why it's directly a cloud storage appliance, but we are friendly to work with SD cards. If your client has the option to continue recording on the NVR and in parallel shoot a mainstream or a substream to the cloud, and they have the option to keep an SD card in the car and retrieve that in the camera and retrieve that whenever necessary. So you can use local in conjunction to cloud.
Great. Well, thank you. That brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to Igor Keel and 3DI Incorporated for their support.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, be well.